You have two major responsibilities that must be met through communication: information flow and motivation. You need information, unfiltered and in real time, to govern the company in rapidly changing and stressful conditions. The most important sources of information will be sales and marketing and your supply chain leaders. Pulling people together in tough times is in itself energizing, as long as you keep the discussion upbeat and focused on how to solve problems. Motivating the entire organization is a different kind of communications challenge. You need to align everyone with the company's goal of preparing for the worst and looking toward long-term success. You can inspire them by doing something as simple as being visible to the troops. You need to be listening to your people at every level to discover what's on their minds, what they're worried about, and what new ideas they have for doing something better. It's critical that you have a firm picture of the company's financial position on a real-time basis. Cash flow should be tracked daily. Inventory, margins, and receivables should be updated weekly, with their interrelationship with one another analyzed to reveal evolving patterns of change. Another important step is managing for cash. This is different from managing for accounting profits or revenues. It means that you almost certainly will be required to give up some customers or products. Be careful, though, when you think about ways to conserve cash. The shift in the economic environment will be most painful for sales and marketing executives, not least because a global slowdown erodes their normally optimistic outlook and changes their entire game plan. Here is what you as a leader in sales and marketing will have to do to help the company survive and thrive. The first thing to do is to evaluate the sales and marketing organizational structure thoroughly, along with the purpose, objectives, and key performance indicators that structure serves. In many cases, all three will change. The goal is not just to reduce costs, but, more important, to get the salespeople focused on what they need to do for the customer and against the competition. Salespeople must become the company's eyes and ears, providing timely ground-level intelligence that forms the basis for fundamental decisions about the company's strategy and tactics. You have to turn your people into skilled intelligence agents who provide timely information that forms the basis for fundamental business decisions. Sales goals should be set month by month, perhaps in a quarterly package that can be reset depending on the conditions and the way your company evolves as it manages for cash and reduces its customer base and product lines. Develop the right targets and put in place execution practices that will enable your people to meet or exceed those targets. It's also important to link sales to your research and development department. Assign some of your most aggressive and business-savvy salespeople to a business development role. Creative, cost-effective solutions to customers' problems often emerge from discussions among people with different knowledge bases. In this toxic environment, the CFO will be called on to step up as a leader of the organization and become, like the CEO, much more operational, while at the same time paying close attention to Wall Street. The CFO will have to devote some time to managing cash sources and ensuring that your company remains well within the bounds of its debt covenants and retains its debt rating. Here are the things the CFO needs to do. First, the CFO needs to exude the honest conviction that the company will come through the storm successfully. Second, he or she needs to present facts and details of the company's financial health under different scenarios of future demand and market conditions in a format people can comprehend. Third, the CFO must be constructive and very specific in demonstrating how resources have to be redeployed. And fourth, just as the CFO will be interacting much more closely with leaders of other functions, he or she needs to train people to do the same thing at lower levels of the company. They should make use of not only their analytical skills, but also their leadership abilities in getting faster decisions. The most important metrics concern cash flow, cash generation, cash collection, cash usage, the availability and timing of credit lines, and the timing of new financing and the repayment of debt. The company's intense focus on cash, where it comes from and where it goes, necessarily requires the CFO's involvement in pricing policy and mechanisms. In some cases, the CFO may also be your company's CRO, Chief Risk Officer. It's his or her responsibility to understand and monitor the myriad risks confronting the company at all times. It's imperative that the CFO offer the CEO his or her full and candid counsel on anything that involves the company's finances.